Hey, what's going on, guys? How are you? This is Red. We're gonna go over some stuff. It's been a few weeks. The holidays happened. Happy New Year to you. I hope you guys enjoyed your time. Me, on the other hand, was working. That's how it goes. The games never sleep, so here we are. I'm gonna cover the NFL first. This weekend passed, and a monumentous occasion occurred. The Patriots lost. And what that means is that this era, their era, the nonstop Brady era, might be over. If that's the case, that's fine. It'll be good for the league overall. It will be terrible for the people who are going to burn the Brady jerseys and whatever else that I did see on Twitter. Um, it's tough. They love you when you're on top, and they throw you to the wolves whenever you don't perform. So the guy won so many championships, did so great for them and everything else, and they treat him like trash now just because of one season in the late part of his career. So as much as I love to see him out of the race, it's unfortunate that the NFL is childish, or at least the fans, not the NFL so much. They are too, but hey, what are you gonna do? Niners rolling. We got Vikings rolling. We got Seattle rolling, which and also to the Bills. What's unfortunate about the Bills situation is that if they had won, it would be the first win in 24 years, and I'm talking about in their division now, which is it would have been amazing. The Bills Mafia would have gone crazy, and it would have been one of those weeks in like for a celebration parade like the Cleveland Browns had. Um, but they didn't get it, and that's really kind of it. I mean, as far as the rest of it goes, Baltimore is most likely gonna be the person that I think goes and does everything. They're just playing so well and they're young. Um, so yeah, that's the NFL. Let's go on. Let's move on to well, let's talk about the Ohio State missed call fumble return. Player marked down, wasn't down, quote unquote, and they lost because of it. Terrible, terrible. Really bad officiating that changes the dynamic of an entire season's worth of work. And it's clear as day in the replay. So whatever. That's how the games roll, though. Unfortunate for them, but college football, I guess, has their own little NCAA rules. Can't pay players, can't do anything, even though they make millions off them. Ohio State. I'm moving on to college basketball now. Sorry to jump around. But let's go to the rankings real quick. One of the teams that's super surprising, well, not, I mean, yeah, it's surprising, is San Diego State. They are 15-0. They are seventh in the AP Top 25. And what that means is that if they go into the March Madness bubbles and brackets and continue to chain through this, it could be a big deal where there's some Sweet 16s, Elite Eights for them, and I'm looking forward to it because there's not a lot of teams that are in the top right now that aren't huge division programs um, that are that are based on like a defensive idea as well as an offensive idea. They have some shooters this year at San Diego State that they haven't had before, and on top of that, their defense has always been very very strong. That's where they play. That's their heart and soul. Duke still sitting at number two. Not too thrilled with that. I think that they should be lower. They should be down in like five, and Auburn should be ahead of them. Gonzaga is at one right now. Number one, Gonzaga, which a lot of people will say like I don't even know who Gonzaga is unless they actually follow college basketball because they don't do anything else. They're not in the college football. And so unless you actually follow this stuff, you don't even know who these guys are. But again, what it comes down to for us on our side of the business is always figuring out where to watch the games and how do we make more out of this type of scenario where you have some teams such as San Diego State who is going to be an underdog in almost every game that they play and might win outright. And what that is you got to keep your money lines at a certain limit. And you got to do what you can on the pregame stuff. The best bet is always to offer anything in the live wagering because if the games do go south, players can still wager within that, and it won't be a line that's completely backwards, such as a dog winning outright. They will be adjusted as the game's going, and it won't be something that the players can study. It's not something where they can see, oh, on the road they are 15 and 0. However, at their home games they seem to drop games against major divisions. However that may go. So, it, in that light, let's talk about the live wagering changes that have been going on, and so some of my guys, as I mentioned in previous podcasts, are on the premium and the live wagering with the live video feed and everything else. And these kids, like, they love it. They love being able to watch the games because these games are actually live on there for them if they're wagering on it. And the other guys that aren't so much into the live, my older clientele, maybe don't care so much about being able to play live games and watch TV while they're doing it. They put their games in, they go to work. I have them on the old stuff, and it's been a good balance actually. It saves me a couple of bucks on the guys that aren't as high value, and it also keeps my other clients happy that are. So we're just gonna keep rolling with that. I haven't really heard too much about any other major changes coming up. One of the main things that I think will be coming down the pipeline for us, I haven't really asked CS, is what is the plan for processing these cards? Some of them are easy, and I guess it just depends on the process or the card that my players are using. Some of them are not, and I think if there's any requests that I'm gonna put in for myself is to be able to have a FAQ page that's for the players, so that they can help themselves instead of calling me. Anyway, hope you guys had a great time, and if you like what's going on, give me a follow, like, subscribe, and we'll be around next week.